And welcome to the Critheads live stream. My name is Jake. Today we are playing a little bit of Life is Feudal. Welcome aboard. I am just retweeting this out, making sure everybody knows what's up. Alright, so let's get started. So this is Life is Feudal. You are... Wait a minute. Hello everyone and welcome to the official Critheads Life is Feudal stream. I'm playing a little bit of this new sandboxy, almost MMO, not quite. We will have it up and running, or they will have it up and running, and I will be playing it. But I'm going to try to hit probably about an hour, and I'm going to upload this to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, what's up? Just in case you don't know, the Critheads, we are a podcast. We talk about video games and just stupid stuff in general. We record every Friday nights here on this stream, but today I'm playing Life is Feudal. So I'm going to try to hit as much as I can. We're going to go fast. So if you come into the stream, then it's going to be crazy. So this is where you start. This is just, I create a new character. Don't know really what's going on. There's nothing around me. I don't see anything built. And it's a free look mouse game. So the controls are real weird. I don't know. I know it's like half first person shooter, half MMO, whatever. From a Worm online player, the controls suck. But I'm getting used to them, and the more I get used to them, the more I kind of like them. So you're in this mode, and this is like combat. This isn't even combat mode. This is just free look mode. Then if you hit, what is it, R, the music changes, and now I'm in combat mode. But I don't have anything, and you can see the actions down there moving. I don't have anything set up, so not even attacking, I don't think. And then you hit R to go back out into regular free look mode. So you got combat, you got just regular mode. Then you hit tab, and you get your mouse back, which, yes, it is on the stream. So that's when you can come down here and like you can click on stuff. And I just joined one of the servers. There's not a whole lot of people on, so we shouldn't see anybody, but we'll see. So you hit F10. Whoa. Oh, they got Twitch built in. Huh. Just knew that. You hit F11. That's neat. So you hit F10, and you've got this where you can start dragging your UI around, and you can drag all of your stuff around. So when you bring this up, you'll see you have an alignment, so you need to... Basically, the way I understand it is you can be a thief and a criminal and a murderer, whatever. And so this will go to the bad part. You pray to baby Lord Jesus and all that, and it'll go back up. And that way, there'll be certain things later on in the game, I guess, where only good people can do or only bad people can do or whatever. You do have to eat in this game. You do not have to drink in this game. So I don't have to go over to the water and get anything to drink. So you got the hunger right here. And it goes down with the actions that you take. So I think Worm is like that. I just never really noticed it because it takes forever for me to get hungry, really. And then I just starve myself and I'm fine. When this happens, you can't move. So you have to look down at the ground and scavenge for food or whatever. We're going to go up here and try to find an apple tree and just get some apples and put in our inventory. And the more you run or the heavier the stuff is that you carry, this will go down drastically. So then you got your health over here. That goes down to 0. You're dead. You've got your stamina, which is how many actions you can do. So if I walk, and then your action bar, combos, effects, whatever. So if I'm walking, see how the stamina bar is kind of stagnant. And I'm going up a hill, but now if I hold shift and I start running, it's going to start going down. And it'll take me a minute. I'm not going to sit here and wait for it. But you'll actually, well, there's somebody's house. You'll run out of, no way. Is this, I created a new character and I spawned on the beach right by my house for my other character. Ain't that some shit? This is mine. There's no room in this house. Tiny plaster shack. Authority. Maybe I have to come back and reclaim my house. But this is my house. This is where I was playing. That's weird. I don't think it's because I'm on the same account. I think it's just luck of the draw. But anyway, so you're running and your stamina is going down. That will run out and you'll start to number 6, hands up, don't shoot. Oh.
No more! I yield!
Alright. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about this game, so I'm just getting into it and liking it. So now what the hell's going on that I can't control the mouse? Everything is locked up after hitting that. Come on, Eeyore, help me out. I think I'm praying. What happened? There we go. I don't know how I got locked, but something got locked. So anyway, your stamina runs out and you will be all tired and exhausted. So, things I like about this game, the crafting is incredible. You have to do everything. Things I don't like about this game, this is a pre-rendered or prefabricated house or building structure. And in a game like Worm, you build each wall, which makes a square, but I don't know. It's just, I prefer having more building freedom, but this game allows you to do so much, I'm not sure I'll mind it a whole hell of a lot. So, let's go over here. I've got logs from cutting down trees, but I can't do anything with it because I don't have any tools. So, the first thing you do as a new player is you're going to come over here. You right-click, and that'll bring up your menu, and you have to basically inspect the tree because you don't want junk quality, and I'll show you what that means here in just a second. Down here in the window, it says that it's a 62 quality tree out of 100, and if we can gather 4 bark, 8 branches, and 1 willow tree sprout. So what we're going to do is do forestry. Now the thing about Worm is you'll come in here, right-click, go down, right-click, come down, find what you want, left-click. They've done things to make that better. They've added stuff to the UI. In this game, I do like the fact that you can come down here. I can left-click this and perform the action, or I can right-click it, and it goes to the top of that menu, and now it's my default action. So I can get out of here, and I don't have to go back into that radio menu. I can just click the tree with my left-click, and he'll start gathering a branch. And that will hit I, bring me up to the inventory. So you start off with some rags and some cookies. So you hit T to bring up your character paper doll or whatever. And I'm going to drag my clothes on, and he's going to get dressed. And you hit C, and you can see that I'm naked. Now I got clothes on. But for whatever reason, I just find first person way easier to play in this game. So C brings you in and out. V is supposed to, I thought it was V, maybe not. I gotta be in free look mode. So you hit tab to get back in there, hit V, and then you can move around and look at your guy. But you can't zoom in and out any more than this, so hopefully they fix that. So he is gathering more branches. So I got 2 branches. They're 2 quality, or 2 quantity and 52 quality. So we need to keep gathering a few more branches. We'll just run with this for right now. So we got 3 branches. You right-click on the branches. This took me forever to figure out because every other survival game I've played, there's some sort of crafting menu or something. And here you right-click and you can do various things based off of the skills that you have, which... Whoops. I don't want to show that yet. These are your skills. The way this works, it's like a chain. So I start off with prospecting. I get that up to 30 and it'll unlock mining. But I can't get to 30 in mining until prospecting is at 60. So it's like a chain that you have to keep going up. And then after mining, you'll get smelting, and then forging, and then armorsmith. And so this will take a lot of skill to get all the way to the 5th level. And if you notice down here, I've got 119 used out of 3,000. This server that I'm on, they pretty much, because I wanted to join a server like this to learn to play the game, so I get to taste a little bit of everything. When the game goes live as an MMO, or when you're playing on one of the servers that are more vanilla flavored, and the admins haven't made a bunch of changes, you only get 600 points to spend. So you can max out one and maybe like half of another, And what that means is you've got, at the end of the day, you've got armor smith, you've got warfare engineering, so you're building like trebuchets and stuff like that. You've got alchemy, you've got architecture, tailoring, and it's just these. These are completely separate. We'll go over those later, I guess. So, like, you've got tailoring, but you can do cooking and procuration and animal lore and farming and all this. This all leads up to tailoring, and all of these will kind of use the same mats and stuff that you gather, blah, blah, blah. So basically, if you join a village, there'll be a tailor in there that's what he does. But he will not be able to go into a mine and come out with a sword after he's forged it and made it and all that. Just like the guy who designs the castle and adds rocks to the castle and stuff, he's not going to be able to end up making you a potion that'll save your life and stuff like that. So, but it gets deeper. So you've got your skills here, and then in order to move up, the one before it has to be 60 or higher. So in order to get above 30, well, it's 29.99 in this level, you have to have this level at least 60. You can unlock it at 30, and you can't go above 30 until the previous one is for 60. So the way it works, I put points in here, and then and you get the points as you use them. So you get the points into this one, and I can turn it off. We'll go over going down in a minute. You can turn it off at whatever time you want, so you're not going to gain any more skills here. So if you come down here, so prospecting, you've got level 0. This is what you get. At level 30, you'll get this. And at level 30, you'll unlock the next level. At level 60, you'll get another, see, like in this one I can prospect silver ore. So if I'm 59 or lower, I can't do that. I got to be at level 60, and then when I get to 60, I can go up to level 30, which means I can mine precious ores. So in order to use silver, I can, at level 60, I can prospect, means I can search the ground for hints of silver ore. And then that will allow me to come up to actually be able to mine the precious ores. And so you kind of stair-step your way all the way up, and you get better and better. So it's very complicated, but once you get in and play with it, it's not too bad. But likewise, say in the middle of the game, you're going and you're doing a bunch of mining, but all of a sudden you want to be a carpenter, you can come and actually turn the skill down, because you'll hit the cap. Eventually you'll hit the cap, and you can't respec or anything. So you'll turn the timer down and turn your prospect or your forestry or whatever up, and then it will take points from here and give it to forestry as you use it. So you'll do whatever it takes to level up your forestry, and it'll take it away from mining or whatever. But we don't have to do that on this server, so to hell with it. So we go back to our inventory, we right-click, because it's a forestry skill, we're going to create a primitive tool. This is the crafting menu. So with this stick, I can make these things. And if I were to click on, I don't know, a better tool or a sword or whatever, I'm going to have a different menu of things I can do. So first thing we're going to do, we need to have a shovel. So we need at least one stick, one flint, and one fiber. So if we know how to get the sticks, we come out here into the ground, and I can show you. This is technically all a big grid, but you can't see the grid all the time, which is what I don't like. I like Worm, how you can just see the grid all the time if you need to. So we're going to come to forestry, nature's lore, and gather plant fiber. And then he's going to pick up some like vines and weeds and stuff that we're going to use to tie the rock to the stick. And it says I find nothing. Nature's lore. So I'm going to actually, this time I'm going to right click because I want it to be my default. I'm just going to click out in the world and he'll start. Okay, Star Grace in the chat says that Vanguard works the same way. That's one I only played maybe 10 levels of. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't get hardcore into it. But it creates... I like it because, yeah, you could have two characters, I guess. But if you really just want to keep that one character, you can pretty much do whatever. You just can't do it all at one time. So And there'll be lots of comparisons from me to Worm because... Alright, so now we hit M to bring up. And see, this is the part that I don't like. I'm in the mouse look mode, so only certain things I can hit to bring up. And I go into free look, and then I can't do it. So jumping back and forth between free look and mouse mode drives me actually crazy. So I got the map up here, but I got to hit tab. I can bring it down here. And all of the servers that are out there right now, because it's very early pre-alpha, all look the exact same. So I'm right here. And I need to zoom in as far as I can to find some rocks. So these little dark patches and stuff are rocks. Bare wall or rock faces, that's what I need to be able to look for the stones. And then these little streaks of dark brown or whatever that is, that's clay. That's one of the other things that you need that is kind of a limited resource. So the balancing in this game isn't quite there yet, in my opinion. There's not a whole lot of clay, but clay is important to get started. And then you... Like in here, you can't build an anvil until you have a clay, because you have to take the clay and make a mold. And then you bake it, get it hard, whatever. And then you pour the molten iron and stuff into the mold to make the anvil head. It's a little bit more in-depth than Worm. I like it. And you have to maintain the temperature on the forge as well. But there's certain things like farming. You have to do a lot of farming to get flax, and then flax is needed for stuff to, I don't know. And then steel is incredibly hard. So you can build walls to protect yourself, but you can't build the gate until you have access to steel. And steel is pretty late in the progression, I guess. So, being here, I'm going to bring the... Let me do this real quick. I like having a mini-map. That's one thing that Worm doesn't have. But having a mini-map, you kind of just know all the time where you're at. It's kind of annoying, I guess. In Worm, you get to know your surroundings, and part of the fun is the frustration of getting lost, and then the satisfaction of finding your way back. So... I know where rocks are because somehow I spawned right beside my existing house. Someone started to build something here. Let's see what this is. Oh, somebody tried to build a furnace and they failed. So yeah, furnace, if you gotta have some fibers, you gotta have clay, and you gotta have water. So we can build a furnace pretty easily. And then from there you would build a furnace, and then you go to a forge, and then you go to a kiln, and they all have different temperatures that they can run at and stuff. So we're going to right click out here, prospecting, search for useful flintstone. And I meant to, and you can't queue up actions, at least not as far as I know, so I do not like that either. Part of me does like that in Worm. But the pacing here is a little quicker. And you can see I'm down to 92 health or hunger already. So I actually right click. I like this game, but it's going to take a lot of... I think it's going to take a lot of friends before it's worthwhile. Bring up the old inventory. And everything does have a quality, and I don't know, I do like the layout in Worm better with just the text, but I get that this is old school like this, so kind of reminds me of Ultima. But if the quality is too far off, they'll split out. So I could have rocks all over this bag because they're all different qualities, and then I can choose which ones that I want to combine, and then it'll average out the quality. So take a high and a low, you'll get somewhere in the middle. And right now I'm not too worried about quality, so let's go back in here. We'll right click our branch, forestry, primitive tool, create the shovel. Come on. We're just going to drag our stuff in here. And so that's the other thing. The auto... I'm going to do a shift on this. Just do 1 and 1. Because if I put everything in here and then I hit craft, it'll auto craft, and I'll have to manually cancel out, or I'll just keep creating shovels and stuff. So we'll create a shovel. It's going, it's going, it's going. Shovel. Come on, baby. 6 weight, 31 quality, and it's got durability. That will go down to 0 and break, so you have to keep... I do not know if you can repair in this game, but you can make new stuff, so, and it will break and go away. So, we'll bring up T, and I got 4 spots that I can equip stuff, and it's weird because I don't really understand. This is 14 of 126 as far as how much I can fit in my bag. And my weight right now is 1 out of 28. So I'm carrying this stuff in my bag, but when I equip the shovel, and I'll go out to this view so you can see he'll actually put it on his back. That weight counts against me. So you can equip up to 4 things, and the 2 tops are for big stuff, like your pickaxe, shovels, stuff like that. And then like your knife and stuff you can carry down here. And whatever you have out, you can just right click and you'll get in your radial menu. Or whatever. Drop down menu. And I don't know, until you're stronger, I guess, it'll slow you down. Like your speed slows down. It just weighs you down. Even though it's in your inventory here, as soon as you put it on this screen, it counts against you. And you can make it so this status bar or stamina bar will drop incredibly fast. So you don't want to do too much of that. Let's go back in. I need to get more fibers, I believe. And the window, I don't know, there's a little bit of lag in the input. We'll make an axe. Let's do a pickaxe. Yeah, I don't have enough yet. So I don't really remember exactly what I need, but we're going to... So here's how you prospect. So you can search any land, and you can, the higher up you go, you'll just know that if it says, oh, you find ore nearby, well, you just searched a radius of 38 squares around you. So good luck finding that. And it takes less skill the higher you go. So if you are standing there and you want to find ore within the 2 squares of you, it's going to be incredibly difficult. So you kind of narrow it in. Let's see. Nature's Lore, plant fiber. We'll just gather some stuff here. I'm not a professional streamer, so I'm apologizing if I'm boring as shit. I'm going to upload this to the Critheads YouTube, so I'm trying to be as educational as an idiot can be. All of that, and I got 2. And see, this is the other part that I don't like. I'm in mouse mode. I can see my inventory and stuff. To do the action, I have to be here, and I lose my inventory. In Worm, I like to always have my inventory up. So, I don't know. It's silly. You see. Of course. Alright, so... And if someone showed up online, they could come and kill me. So, that would suck. So we got 3 plant fibers. We'll go get a couple more. Oh yeah, this game is, I mean, it's very early alpha. When you buy it, it's one of the pre-alpha type things where it's like, this is just like a testing version to be able to fund the rest of the game to get built. Because they've been working on this since, I think, 2011. And they were just a bunch of guys who played Worm, liked it, and then tried to expand on it, make an actual video game out of it. And I say actual, I mean Worm Worm's a game, and it's written in Java. I'm not trying to talk shit about them. It's just not quite as control centric. It's a lot of menus, and the combat is like an old school MUD. So this is not a game like World of Warcraft where you're just going to jump in and it's going to be action packed 24/7. You just jump into a queue. This is a relaxing game that you can sit here and I just got to gather this stuff. You know, it's not a big deal. I like it. And then it'll be hectic as hell and way more dangerous than WoW will ever feel, just because if people show up and they try to kill you, or if a bear comes out and attacks you, I mean, your body is on the ground. You're going to respawn at your house. You have to find your body before they take all your stuff. You have to travel smart. You can't just run around like an idiot, because if you die, you die. And then your stuff becomes available for everyone to loot and take. So you have to build up your house. You have to store stuff in your house because you don't want to store it in, like, on the ground, because if somebody walks by, they can just take it. And in the MMO version, there'll be land claims. So, like, right now, you're just out in the wilderness, and you just plop a house down, and people can walk by and start messing with it. But this is a server, so you've only got 64 people. Somebody's paying to host this somewhere. And so they go and they have a bunch of rules that they can set up and a bunch of values that they can tweak. And the MMO version will be like an MMO, so they'll be centrally located. And in order to be able to protect your stuff, you'll have a claim, but you'll still want to be claimed inside of like a village. And or you'll be in an alliance with a village or something, so if you get raided and all of your stuff is burning and everything, you can call for help, and hopefully your village will come and help you. Or I know people can plop their lands together, and you would be like an actual medieval village, and then work together to wall yourself off. I was watching videos where they were building a castle in the center, and it's like literally kind of sort of has the dynamics of town growth. Like, you put that in the middle, and then there's a wall around it, and then there's a wall around the housing and stuff. Then you just have this like one big massive area. So we got 12 stone, so we're good on stone. We need to go get some more sticks, but I will bring up my skills with L, and you can see that my prospecting has gone up because I'm using, if I right click, I'm using prospecting skills. So all of these should raise prospecting. And so now my prospecting is at 60. I could mine if I wanted to and get it above 30. Right now, like forestry, I've got it 54. So logging is capped at 29.9. But you need 30 or better so you can uproot the stumps. Because you cut trees down, you need to get the roots out of the way so you can put your house and stuff down. And then you need to get to level 60 on logging so that you can cut down hardwood trees. And what that means, these big boys I can't cut down even if I had a big axe. So I have to cut down like apple trees and stuff like that right until my logging gets up. Eeyore says he wants to be a rogue and make a living off everyone else. And you can totally do that. You can be a self-sufficient little ninja and kind of sneak around and break into people's stuff. And you know, you're going to get a reputation on the server or even in the MMO. And people will be looking for you eventually. They'll be like, I know we've got a thief around here. And likewise, it'll be kind of like Eve. So you could be... I mean, they're already having kings and queens and shit like that. And then you've got lords that are in charge, and then your peasants, and you're all scratching each other's backs for the common goal of basically surviving against the other tribes and whatever. And then, so you do all that, and then you band together. Some rogue comes in and starts stealing your shit. Then you all go try to find him, and then it comes to find out that it's like one of the lords has been a spy for the other team or the other tribe or whatever, and they've been playing with you all for the last year, setting this thing up where he can help them come in to destroy your town or village or whatever. It's all the politics, and it happens in EVE all the time. People change sides and set up these big schemes to get each other. Alright, so here's what happened here. Got different qualities all over the place. This is the annoying part. Come on. Trying to right click to bring up the quality. So I got 56, 57, 58. I really don't care. So I just drag it on top of each other. And now I've got a 56. So I come down here, 52. Well, we'll leave those alone. Probably need some more plant fibers, but forestry, primitive tool. Let's make an axe. Yeah, I'm gonna need more. Craft it, and it'll keep crafting until I'm out of mats. So I've got to hit the escape key and get out of this. What the hell time is it? Oh, I just created one. Alright. Last time I did it on the other one, it kept going. So we got our axe right here. We're going to need a saw. The saw is the pain in the ass. But it looks like we have enough. It's just because you need so much flint. It's not that bad. None of this is bad. It gets bad later. Oh, yes. To build a house, I settled right beside clay. So I can just pick up 60 clay at a time or whatever. Or 2 actions is 120 clay. Bring it up, put it on my house. I only needed 150 clay to make my house. And then I needed these big boards. Or building logs, I guess is what they were. And so you gotta cut down trees and saw that. Not a big deal. But later on you need hundreds and hundreds of things. So you almost have to work together. Let's see what else I have. Crucible and stick. And all this stuff are things that you'll need for other stuff. Let's do... I've got shovel, axe, pickaxe. Let's do a pickaxe. So I'm going to need to go get 2 more plant fibers, and I have everything else. So, and I hate that escape doesn't just close all the windows. I do not want to equip these. Well, I'll show you. So now my guy is going to walk really slow and run slower. But he's fully decked out. Cancel. Cancel. Come on. See, why did it reset? I want to do nature's lore, plant fiber. And I do want to make proper tutorials when I get better at this game. Make them short, sweet, like 5 minutes. Like, here's what you need to gather. Here's how you gather them. And then cut out all of this right here. Like I said, I'm not a professional streamer. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Bring it up. I got 4. That'll work. Create the primitive tool. Pickaxe. Drag them in. I also don't need all of this. I wish I could change this around. Like, your forestry is increased, your constitution, your willpower. I don't care. Just tell me you received 1 primitive saw. You received 1 plant fiber. That's all I care about. Make that... Clean that up for me. Alright, so we got the pickaxe. Whoops. I'm going to unequip this stuff. But I cannot cut trees down yet. I'm too stupid and I don't know how. So, what we have to do We're going to come up to the tree, and we're trying to get... See, damn the shit. So this is now at 63 for forestry because we've found enough sticks and stuff. But we need to get logging up. We need to get logging up to 60. So for this, at level 0, it's going to take us 24 to 30 seconds, blah, blah, blah. And the mini game here that it says, that's in the MMO. That's not in this personal server one or whatever you want to call it. This is Life is Feudal, your own. And there's Life is Feudal, the MMO. Your own funds the MMO. So we need to get logging up. So we need to raise the logging skill. Right-click a tree, logging, we're going to collect bark. I don't know what bark is for. I haven't found a real use for it. I'm sure there is. Probably just need to go out to the Life is Feudal wiki and find it. And we look down in the bottom, down here, logging has increased by 2 points, 261. And I want to say at the MMO, you're not going to level up quite as fast in some of these skills. But we'll see. Right click it. I'm gonna kick back because I'm lazy. All right. We're at 8. An incredible 8. Whoops. 30 we can uproot. We don't need to do that though. So we can do this all the way up to 60 before we can actually cut this tree down because, you know, it's not there. If you can't do it, it doesn't show up. But what we need to do anyway, I'm not very good at finding them, but I know they're there by the house. We need to find an apple tree because we're going to need to eat as well. I want to say this might be an apple tree. Gather apples. So you'll want to come to inspect a tree. And you want to see what about that tree is fancy or not. And so it's one apple, you get one apple tree sprout, meaning if you're going to cut this down, you should probably collect the sprouts so you can replant them. And you always have a food source around. You can then later on cook the apples and do all that. I can get 2 bark, 4 branches, and 20 apples out of this. The forestry, where's the quality? Quality. Oh, quality of 58. So what we are going to do is gather some apples. Gathering the apples. And I know if an actual Life is Feudal player shows up and they're like, oh my god, why are you right-clicking everything? Bah! That's because I played way too many years of Worm, so it's a habit. There. Are you happy? I'll do it like that then. Bring up the old inventory. We've got... Really? That's all? We got 3 apples out of all this? I guess I'm also raising my skill, because farming, eventually you will be able to harvest more at one time. I think the most I've seen is, I think I got 12 out of one action, 12 apples. I think. I'm probably lying to you, because it's probably not accurate. So, I'm at 80. I don't need to eat yet. If this hits 0, I'm standing still and I can't move. I'll need someone to come help me. I think maybe eventually you can die. I'm not sure. We're gonna eat it. It's got some good eating sounds. And food goes up by 4. So, that's how we do that. I got bark that I don't care about. Apples. I'm not really caring about quality for the stream, so you'll have to forgive me. I just wanted to look a little bit more organized, even though it's not at all. Alright, so let's bring up hit T. We're going to equip the axe. So now I will be able to run around in the world, and I can either use a shovel or an axe, but I won't be able to use my pickaxe because I don't have it equipped. Logging, I'm going to cut it down. And unlike worm, you don't have to hit it 1,000 times. You still have to hit it, but it'll go by itself until your stamina runs out. And then your stamina is when you have no more action. So it's sort of like worm queuing up actions, but you don't actually have to queue it up. And then this is what you get. Just a log. And I can't get rid of this stump until my other skills are up. So it's just there. I can lift the object. It's about all I can do right now. And then I'm going to walk slow as crap. And he's carrying the log on his back. How you doing, buddy? Are you tired? He looks tired. We'll right click, we'll drop, and this is how you move stuff around in the game world. You have this menu here comes up. So if you look, that's like a preview of where I'm going to put it. Same thing with houses, with anything you can put down in the world. So you click on this and hold it, and then you can move it around to wherever you want it to be. And then up and down, I highly doubt I can drop it in the air, but if it's, this would be to like put something on a table. Like if you want to put an apple on a table, this is how you would do that. You'd raise it, and then you can spin it, and we're going to place it. Now, I can't do anything with this. Like, what's the point of doing that? Bring up T. We're going to unequip my axe. We're going to equip the saw. And now I can right click. Oh, good God. I don't have any abilities with my saw. I guess I have to get carpentry. That's a pain in the nuts. So I gotta go cut more trees down. Damn it. I think you can double click and he will equip it. Yeah, he's just gonna equip it with everything else, and I'm gonna be slow. I have no idea what he's doing now. No, that's a hardwood tree. So I'm just gonna cut these bad boys down because it's the fastest I can gain skills in. And we just gained forestry, logging increased by 5. So I bring this back up. Ooh, so close. 2 more points and this will open up. So I could probably collect bark and get the points, but I want the fast ones. Yes, the first rule is to make a fire. That's what we're trying to basically do. This is the first thing you need to do before nightfall. So night will happen. You don't really need the fire just yet because you don't need to cook your food or anything. But it's also weird because if you build that fire, anyone around you within viewing distance will be able to see that fire, and then they'll come kill you. So you need to be careful. So now, I hate the controls. Hit L. Now carpentry is available. So now when I click the log and I have my saw equipped, I have the carpentry stuff. So I can saw out a billet. And he's just going to saw out these heavy billets and put it in my inventory. And each billet is worth 10 weight, I guess, in my inventory. So 54, 64, 74, 84. Alright, that's enough. Calm down. You're getting carried away. Alright, so let's do a fire. Come out here into the world. How many branches do I have? 4? That might be enough. I think I need 5. Snap off a branch. Even though there's no branches on this tree until you get way up there, but whatever. So we're going to come in here to our menu, and when you click on the ground, you've got all kinds of different stuff. But like gathering, I guess because out in the world, plain tiles, you have all of your skills. But I don't have the tools for half of these. Like gathering, I need a sickle. I don't have a sickle yet. I haven't built it. So carpentry, I can build furniture right here. I can plant some of the sprouts if I had gathered them. I can look for precious metals and crap. But forestry, campfire. So this is the list of campfires I can build. This is the building menu. If I had picked build a house, it would have a bunch of houses here. And you just pick the one you want and you click build. You place it where you want it. So this is the grid view that I was talking about. So you go up and down, back and forth, all this mess. We're just going to build it. Houses work the same. Go back into first person. So when you build stuff, houses are a little different. They take up, I wonder, Terraforming Observe. So this is the view for Terraforming. You have all of these tiles. This is 44, this is 44.2, this is 44.5, 44.9. So if I were to dig one of these, they would drop by 0.1. Or if I drop dirt, they would raise by 0.1. And for a house, you need to, all the red stuff you gotta get rid of. So I gotta cut all these down, remove all the stumps if I really wanted to. Likewise up here where it starts to get steep. Damn stumps. I have to dig, like, this one is 46.4 and this one's at 47. I've got to dig down until it's 46.4. And then I would stand on this one or that one, whatever, and then you flatten the land, and then they turn into, not really like this. It's more like a green, meaning that it's flat and you can place buildings. So that's the same kind of thing that happens with this, except it only takes up one tile. So all the stuff that takes up one tile, you get a little sign. I don't know if they're working on that. I assume they are. But the house looks like a partially built house, and then you add materials to it. So I'm going to come here and figure out what can I build with this. So I right-click the sign, create the campfire, and it tells me I need 5 sticks. So I come into my inventory, and I have the 5 sticks. And I just put them down here to satisfy that requirement and hit build. And there's my campfire. Now, this thing's not going to burn because I got 5 pieces of wood in there that I used to build it, but that's not enough to turn it on. I have to add fuel. So you add fuel and it opens up the campfire, almost like it's a container. And then I take some of the billets. I'm going to hit shift because I don't want to burn a bunch. We'll do 2. Take the 2 billets and put in there, and then I can light it. And then I can also extinguish it because these billets will go down in quantity as it burns. So this 10, it took 10 to get it going, and now 10's going to maintain it, and there's a little timer that you don't know about, I guess. So I can add fuel to this whenever I want, and I can extinguish it to save what's in there, and then come back and relight it later. But if I had like a cooking bowl or something like that, I could put that, add some fuel. I can do prepare, which is farming. And now I have all this food that I can cook. I can do a pea porridge, and it just means I need peas, so I'd have to have farming to get to do peas. I could do stewed cabbage, and it would be, I need a cabbage to put in there. and this will raise your food levels up way higher or way faster than if I were to just eat all these apples, because I'll probably need about 10 or 15 apples to go from 0 to full again. Fried chicken, you have to raise chickens in this game. Well, you don't have to, but bacon, you raise pigs. And you put 6 meat in here, and then you get bacon. And then likewise, you can actually use, I think, some of these to make more advanced meals. So if you have like a bacon sandwich or something, I don't know. I'm not saying that's in the game, but if it were. So, and the light does attract. Like, you can see how it kind of lit up everything. So if someone was around and it was dark, they'd be able to see me. So we're actually just going to open it up and extinguish it. And that, in a nutshell, is a little intro to Life is Feudal. I'll play for a few more minutes and just see. Yeah, dude, this is Oregon Trail to the extreme, I guess. Worm was pretty... Oh, there I am. I ran out of stamina. So now he's got to catch his breath. And see, I'm so heavy, I've got so much weight that I'm carrying around that it's going down very quickly. But yeah, these are the games that I'm into, because it's kind of like do your own thing, and you never know where danger is at. So the frustration level is much higher, but the sense of satisfaction is much higher too. So, and the fear of death, oh my god. I can't tell you the last time I actually gave a shit if I died in WoW or not. And in this game, it's just like you don't want to die. And in Worm, it's the worst thing in the world, especially now that I'm playing on the new map. And I'm literally, I mean, this right here is to scale 3 kilometers by 3 kilometers is how big this map is. So, in theory, to traverse from where I'm at down at the bottom all the way to the top would be like walking 3 real-life kilometers. The MMO, I think, is going to be 64 by 64 kilometers. So, I mean, it's crazy. Like, you don't know where these people are, and then all of a sudden you're going to have to you'll stumble across people and have wars and stuff like that. And battles, fighting over resources. Fun times. But some of the controls are still very... They need to really get after the... tightening it up. So, go back into this mode. And so this is the clay. And you just right-click with your shovel. And you lower the ground. And so he's using his little primitive shovel. And he's going to put some clay... 60 clay, and I could do one more of these, but see, now I'm overburdened. So now I can still walk, even though I'm at 156 of 127, but I'm really going to burn through my stamina. So like I said, this thing took 150 clay, and these boards are a pain in the nuts. They're not a pain in the nuts, it's just... You right-click carpentry, a building log... You're not 100%. There's not 100% success rate. Yeah, dude, and that's the great thing. Eeyore in the chat says the first thing he would do is go to the volcano. I mean, exploring is part of the fun. Like, I can sit here and get bored building up, and then just go explore and see who's built what up and scout, and get lost. I mean, with the map, it's harder to do that. In Worm, there was no map when you first started playing, so you literally go by the landmarks and try to remember where you were and everything else. And then I remember one time in Worm, I got lost for the better part of 2 days. And I played, it was a weekend, so I played like 8 hours both of those days, just trying to find my way back home. And it's like such a frustrating, like, anger-filled time. But then when you find your house, there's such a sense of relief and, I guess, satisfaction, because you saw so much. And it's just a completely different style of gameplay than if I were to go into a dungeon and have LFR or something and argue with each other, and that kind of shit. So it's not a first-person shooter. It's not a true MMO, but there's a building log. So I had 5 of these and then 150 of these, and I can make my first little primitive house, which I can't do just yet. There was something else with the skills that I kind of figured a way to not really cheat. What was it? Because in order to build the house, I think it's this one, construction materials. Can shape small rocks for building. Can make basic clay objects. So like this to make a mold or something, or to make a pottery bowl or a cup or something. I can't do it yet because I have to raise that up to at least level 30. It must have been... Can make basic wooden objects. Somewhere in here you can build... You get the ability to actually plan the house. And I found that if you go up in mine and you make pestles, just little like things you would crush herbs and stuff in, you get a lot of skill. So I just made like 15 of those, and I had enough skill to make the rocks that I needed that would raise the skill to build the house. Terraforming, let me show you that real quick. It's a pain in the nuts. I do like it in Worm a lot better because you can see the grid. It's like if I came out here, it would light up all the tiles, so I could see what's what. In this, and I am going to build some more structures, so I'm going to right-click and go to Observe, make that my default action, even though that's annoying. And that's going to bring up this view, and I can hit Tab, I can do first-person view. So 25, so I need to lower this by 4. So I'm standing right here, and I just know that this is the one that I need to lower. But now, if I were, say I was going to do this tile, say I was going to do this tile over here, but then something happened, and I'm like, okay, which exact one was that? I don't know. So I found that you pretty much have to stand on it. And I really wish this would just keep going until I ran out of stamina. And then we go back in here, and you can see that it lowered. Shit. Let's do... So if we go in here, 27.1, 25.9, 25.5. So we got a lot that we would have to do. Oh, so the reason it didn't lower it, I'm overburdened. So I gotta drop some stuff. So that's not gonna work. So let's go over here. And I don't have any way to secure my stuff yet, so if somebody just shows up. So this is, I believe... I don't remember, is that iron? Is that rock? I don't know, it's some sort of stuff that we dumped and made a pile of. Inventory. Drop it. And then I get this little bag. And this little bag, only I can open for 2 minutes. See, I got 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, I guess. But after that 2.5 minutes, anybody can come pick it up. So you need to build stuff that you can lock, like chests, and there's a building called a warehouse that you can build. There's a small warehouse and a big warehouse. And that's how you kind of store your items safely. Because this right here, even though it's mine, my other characters... there's no door on it. It's just like a piece of burlap or whatever, so anybody can just walk in here. So if I had a bag on the ground, they could just take my shit. So you have to protect your stuff. I know you tell a lot of people, they're like, they can just come in and take your stuff? Like, I guess they think of it like in WoW or Rift or something, they're going into your bank and taking your stuff. No, this isn't meant to be super secure. This is just to get you started. And then, you're going to build other things that are more secure. Like, I could build this, and this is mine, and this will allow me... This is basically so if I die, I will spawn back here. And at my house. And then that's my other tune. I'd build another house like right here for this guy. And then when they die, that's where you go. But if you were to build, say, a chest or something, you could lock it. Then you could put that in the house, and they can go into the house. They can see the chest, but they can't take the chest, and they can't unlock it. So, fun times. I'm going to open this. So these are all the dropped objects. They hold 10,000 items, but you can't put clay and stuff like that in there. You can only put these types of items. So it's kind of silly, I guess, but that'll sit there, and it won't decay, as far as I know, yet. There will be decay eventually, I'm sure. But I can put that stuff there, and it's safe for me to come in and get, but then somebody can just stroll up and take all my stuff. So let's go over here. Inventory. Pour on the ground. So now I'm actually going to raise the ground up a little bit and make a clay pit. So if I dig this, I wonder... Terraforming, lower the ground. I wonder if this is now a clay tile, if it'll give me clay. Yep. And then it's gone. So yeah, you can drop rocks and clay and stuff on the ground, and it will give you a pile that it will eventually expire. I'm going to pour these back out because I don't want to carry it. So that's cool. That's good to know. So if I can go gather some stuff and then just drop it, I can build like a little fence around it. And this is my pile of clay. And I just make clay runs. Even though this is literally right next to a clay pit. But whatever. So now let's terraform a little bit. Go construction... Well, let's go... Whoops. Terraforming, observe, zoom in. So I'm at 26.2. Let's lower this one. Let's see, I wish I could just stay in this view and lower. That'd be great. I hate that I have to leave it. It's easy to get confused, and you're constantly jumping back and forth between the observe mode or I guess the terraforming view and the regular view. But we'll do a couple actions here. Lowering the ground. Now, in a game like Worm, you can queue up to 3 of these actions, and then you just sit here, and you watch, and it just goes. And that's why I have 2 monitors, and they're stacked one on top of the other, and then I watch movies on the top one, or TV shows or something. It's a game that's very hard to play solo, unless I'm running multiple tunes, just because it gets so boring. So this game at least does speed all of that up. As you can see now... I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm probably going to run out of room here in a second. But once I get this done, we'll wrap up the stream. Terraforming, one more action. And then right click, observe. So now I'm at 26.2 and 26.2 here on this one and this one, but they're not level. I can't play in a building or a forge. A forge would be like two blocks is what you need. So what the hell do I do? So the way that, and it's confusing as hell at first, this, I'm standing here, and if I do flatten ground here, it's going to make these level. But if I stand here and go here, it's going to take up to 4 dirt. Well, yeah, no, it's going to take up to 4 dirt and dump it on that tile to try to bring that tile up to where I'm standing. So when you're trying to flatten for your land, for your housing and stuff, you need to stand on the tile that you want as the flat point. Right click, terraforming, flatten the ground. And you can make it with an upward angle, a downward angle, make like a road. And you can make roads, you can pave roads. Not like asphalt, but you know. So now you can see that made that big indention there, and it's a level ground. So if we go back into Terraforming Observe, it's now green. That's a level tile. I need to come back here and do the same thing to this one. We're going to flatten them out. And then we go to observe. And now I've got 2 tiles. And you can see when you're in this mode, you can see the tiles and you can see how it dug down on this corner and then flattened that corner and brought them up. Come on, baby. So there's my now level. So if I had something that was only 2, I could plan it out and build it. If it was a house, I need at least for that small shack, it's a 4x4 plot. So I'd have a lot more digging down over here and dropping dirt over here to bring them and make it level. And it's not nearly as time consuming as Worm, but I like it. I like it a lot. And so like this one, it does need to be level. It's a forge or whatever. So that's Life is Feudal. Very quick intro to, even though it was an hour and something, I'm sure. I'm going to try to do a Let's Play of this where I'm not as educational and I'm more just playing. And we'll see how much time I have and how many of the Critheads I can bring on here if they're interested in trying this shit out. Don't know if they are. They should be, though. And then we'll build up a town and we will go kill people and raid, take all their stuff, and then complain when they do the same thing to us. But alright, thanks for watching. Until next time, my name is Jake with the Critheads. Go over to critheads.com, check us out. Go to, we're on the Twitter at the Critheads, and we go live on Twitch every Friday night, somewhere around 9:30, 10:30 on the East Coast of the U.S., and we usually go for a few hours. We talk about all kinds of things. So until next time, thank you for coming out. Thank you, Eeyore and Star Grace, for coming in and checking it out. It'll be on YouTube. Until next time, see you.